don't get in the car. Little black boy shouts to the millionaire. Yeah, that's how my day started. And trust me, it wasn't some movie scene. It was just a regular morning in Woodland Heights where you'd swear nothing dangerous could happen. Not with all those sprinklers ticking away and the smell of grass hanging in the air. Like even trouble would feel too polite to show up on such a pretty day. I was Adrian Clark, 42, billionaire tech founder, wearing my favorite navy suit and those ridiculously red Ferragamo shoes, ready to do what rich guys in the news do. I guess, make a speech, donate a fortune to some schools. Keep my head down and stay off the gossip radar, you know. So, it's a little after 9. I check my watch, walk toward my canary yellow Ferrari. Yeah, that's as subtle as I get these days, and reach for the driver's door. But I'll never forget the sound that stopped me. Not a car alarm, not even my phone, but this piercing, terrified yell, "Don't get in the car." I look up, and there's this kid, tiny, wild-eyed, running at me from across the street, tears streaming down his cheeks, green jacket flapping like a superhero's cape. And he's begging me, "Please, mister, don't sit down. There's something in there. It's not safe." Now, let me back up a sec. I'm not exactly the type to panic over a kid's warning, but the look in his eyes made my blood run cold. I bend down, peek under the driver's seat, and there it is, a black metal box, wires, blinking red light, the kind of thing that belongs in an action movie, not your neighborhood driveway. And just like that, the day turns upside down. I stumble back, heart pounding, and in about 4 minutes flat, my security team pulls up, 2 black SUVs, agents jumping out, all calm but urgent, checking the car like they're defusing a bomb, which, it turns out, they actually are, within minutes. The police show up, then the bomb squad, and by the time they clear the street, I'm still standing on the sidewalk, hand shaking, just staring at that little boy who'd run across the grass to save a stranger's life. His name, I found out later, was Jamari Brooks, 7 years old, lives 3 houses down with his mom, Renee, works nights at the hospital, and was dead asleep the whole time. Jamari'd woken up early, sat by his window with his drawing pad, and just happened to notice a man in a black hoodie messing around with my car before sunrise, saw the wires, saw the box, knew it was bad news. He tried to call 911. But his tablet wouldn't load. So what did he do? He ran straight at me, yelling, not caring if he'd get in trouble, just desperate to stop something awful. I knelt beside him after the cops took over, told him, "You saved my life, you know that?" He just nodded, wide-eyed, like he still wasn't sure if he'd done the right thing. Later, the police confirmed it. The bomb was custom-built, meant to go off the second I sat down, weight triggered, no warning. Somebody wanted me dead, but nobody knew why. No ransom, no threat, just a silent, cold attempt to erase me. That night, I sat in a hotel suite with my head of security, combing through security footage, and at 5:03 a.m., there he was, the man in the hoodie, limping, face barely caught by the camera. Something about him made my stomach drop. A face I tried to forget, Malcolm Vance, a guy I once trusted, an engineer I'd had arrested for stealing designs 15 years ago, a man whose whole life crumbled after that. It hit me then, he had a daughter about Jamari's age. That's what revenge looks like, I guess. I told my team, find out everything you can about the boy's family. Quietly. The next morning, instead of a Ferrari, I pulled up to Jamari's house in a black SUV. His mom answered the door in her scrubs, looking worried. "I'm so sorry, he didn't mean," I cut her off. "He saved my life. I owe him everything." She led me upstairs, where Jamari sat hugging a stuffed lion. I told him, "You're not in trouble. You're kind of a hero." He just stared, shy. So I confessed, "You trusted your gut. You saved me, and to be honest, I was scared too. But you gave me courage." Downstairs, I learned more. His mom worked 2 jobs, his dad died in a factory accident, and all they wanted was a quiet, safe life. She said, "I don't want money. Please don't turn us into a story." I promised I wouldn't. Sometimes a promise feels heavier than a check. Of course, you can't keep everything quiet these days. Someone leaked the footage, Jamari sprinting, me backing away, the police swarming in. Local news picked it up, then national, then the internet exploded, #boy who saved the billionaire. Still, I kept my word behind the scenes. Set up a trust fund for Jamari, paid off their mortgage, sent a new car with an anonymous bow, and set aside a scholarship for any school he chose. No interviews, no press, just a chance at something better. But there was one thing I couldn't do in the dark. I wanted Jamari by my side at the gala where I'd planned to announce my donation point 2 weeks later. In front of a packed ballroom and a sea of cameras, I walked out in a tux, ready to talk about technology and schools. But before I could even start, I waved Jamari out in his little navy suit. The crowd went quiet, then gasped. Then the whole place just erupted in cheers. I knelt down, handed him the mic, and said, "Some people are born into privilege, others are born with purpose. And when courage meets purpose, lives are saved." And I meant every word. He didn't just save me, he reminded me what it means to look out for each other, even when you've got nothing to gain. Afterward, the two of us stood outside under the stars, no Ferraris, no bombs, just quiet. I asked, "Ever ridden in a limo?" He grinned, shook his head, and I laughed. Let's fix that. It hit me right then. Sometimes the hero isn't the one with the money, or the power, or the fancy speech. Sometimes it's the kid who could have stayed silent, who could have watched from behind the glass, but didn't. So here's my question for you. If you saw something that scared you, would you speak up? Would you risk everything for a stranger? I want to hear your stories. Where do you draw the line between fear and courage? Let's talk in the comments, because you never know when the smallest voice can change someone's whole world. Stay kind, stay curious, and remember, real heroes come in all sizes, and sometimes they just happen to be 7 and wear a green jacket.